Okay, I didn't climb up yet. Climbing up this thing is a lot more difficult than the New Holland. My dad is not going to be climbing up here. It is not going to happen. His knees are shot, and yeah. So when you get up topside, as you can see, that bale is in there, which really aggravates me. They even made the bale too. That bale is tied off. It's real simple. That opens up. There is a LED light right there to illuminate everything that I need to see up here. 8 knotters, very familiar looking, very similar to the New Holland. The New Holland knotters were, to be honest with you, flawless. I really didn't have much trouble with them at all. There's 6 on this one. The HDP2 has 8 tie knotters. So it's just a it's just a little bit more. I don't need more knotters, I don't think. Not for the mulch business. I'm not exporting. If I was exporting, yeah, I would be like all for that. This is, I believe, the knotter. That's the knotter trip. Oops. Well, okay. Let me see if I can get my hands on that. Okay. That was simple enough. They actually put a ring here so you could stick your finger in there and pull that back. That was pretty ingenious. Now, you're probably wondering what all these things are. What's all these pipes and stuff? Well, that's really smart, I think. This is for the cleaning system. That air compressor up front compresses air till it reaches a certain pressure, and then it blows off on the front, and underneath it blows all that air, and all that shit comes flying out of there. And they say it does a very, very good job of keeping clean. Now, corn stalks, as you know, are some of the dirtiest damn things you can bale. They will wear a baler out faster than anything else. That was one of the concerns I had when I got this baler. I didn't want this baler really because of that. But 150 bales, big deal, I guess. It's no big deal. Yeah, so that's that part of it. Now, I don't think I'm supposed to be climbing up over this thing with the wings up, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the simplicity of that stuffer system down in there. It's just a Hume reel. You see them? There's 1, 2, I think there's 6 bars. There is. Now, there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3. Is there 4? Nah, there's more than 4, isn't there?
No, there's 5.
There's 5 bars with those teeth. 4 of them are dedicated pre-charge bars, and 1 of them is the stuffer bar. I believe the stuffer bar is the one that's at the very... I don't know where it is. Anyway, yeah, so that's it to the whole stuffer system right there. Doesn't have a rotor, doesn't have a packer, and then a stuffer arm. It's all in one easy thing. You know, if I need to take it out, yeah, the stuffer bar is the one that's all the way frontwards. And that's the one that runs on the cam. So when that thing does trip, that stays straight and shoves it right up into the bale chamber. Yeah, very, very, very simple. Very simple. The other unbelievable thing is the compression part of this thing. New Holland's compression ports were about here. Krone has moved theirs back quite a ways, actually making it giving it more leverage on the bale. On using the hydraulics to their advantage. Instead of there being 1 hydraulic cylinder, New Holland had 2 hydraulic cylinders pulling downward and camming inward. This actually has 6 hydraulic rams, and they're big. They are massive. John Deere had 4, but they're yeah, see that? That's the weight of me on this. These springs are holding up the board so they don't flop. But that's the ram right there. There's 6 of these in here. The ones on the sides are much bigger than the ones on the top. which is backwards from the other companies. So they must have figured something out with the rams on the top versus the sides. It used to be the rams in the center were larger than the ones on the sides. But they have made this compression, I'd say like a ring or housing, so much bigger. That is about 3 times the size of what the John Deere was, which to me, heft. This is like a, I don't know, it's just heavy. It's built to take the pressure. It's built to take the abuse of mulch hay production over anything else that I looked at. Now, I'm not saying John Deere had a bad product. Believe me, John Deere's baler was great. It is a revamped Kuhn baler. So if you liked your Kuhn baler, you'll like the John Deere baler. If you liked the Kuhn baler, let me rephrase that. If you like the Kuhn baler, you'll love the John Deere baler, because there was a lot of upgrades that John Deere did to that baler to make it a great baler. The problem is, for me, it's too new on the market. And maybe if this baler doesn't work out the way I like it to, maybe if it's overrated, you know, maybe, I can't imagine it is. Everybody I talked to that's owned one loved it. The only thing they didn't love was parts availability. And I've been assured that, and even here's attention to detail. Look at this. You know how much you're working on a freaking chain and a little goddamn door comes back and smacks you in the hands or in the head? Look at that. A little cylinder. How smart is that? Okay, you're going down the road and you didn't get it latched right away. It's not even going to open up. But there. That's it. It's in. Grease Zerks on the swivels. That's swivel all the time. This is a hand grease. You got to grease that one by hand because it doesn't swivel all the time. So they've been very thoughtful on a lot of things. I think there should be an extension on this ladder, just a rubber one, but that's just me. This stuff here, New Holland, you back up and hit that, you break it. These, well protected, boxed. Here's the bale scale. That works. I mean, I can't believe how much that works. New Holland does not have any of the safety reflectors or stuff, and these are all LEDs on the outside, and I think they're LEDs all the way around. They're Hellas, and they are hella bright. Chocks, I think, are standard on European equipment, so they're there. The grease gun is a grease gun. It's beautiful. Thank you. I mean, that is great. I loved it on the New Holland, and I just think that was the way to go. This is much larger than the one that they've been putting on the recent New Holland models. The older New Holland models were about that size, and you didn't have to fill them up so often. So I'm glad that it has the bigger one. Again, everything in here accessible, easy to deal with, very easy to deal with. The wheels, or the bearing guides, the guided bearings for the plunger, massive. Those things are probably, I gotta say, they're a good 4.5 inches, whereas the New Holland, I think, were only about 3 inches on those. Everything's plainly marked for Grease Zerks. Yeah, even just this little kickstand out here. Look at how well built that is. You don't see that too often. Here's the spring. That's the spring. Don't ask me how that thing works, but it is a spring, I think. Wait a minute, what the hell is that thing? Well, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to have to find out. It has to do with something. It's got to be something to reverse this thing, I'll bet. But I don't know. I have to, something with the knotters, to turn the knotters. It is. This thing here goes up into that there to turn the knotters. So if you've got a problem with the knotter, if you broke a shear bolt and you have to get it back in time, that's your tool. I didn't even notice that before. Yeah. Oh, hydraulic start on that flywheel. It's here. It works. You get it started, it gets it up to 300 RPMs, and then you engage the tractor and she winds right up. Actually, I was rather impressed this baler wound up easier or started up easier than what the New Holland did with that hydraulic starter. It just did, and that thing is massive. That's 1,300 pounds, by the way. Yeah. So there's just all these little things, you know. Here again, the little cylinder there, so I can work on this thing without any problems. I don't know why that little rubber flap is there like that, but I'm sure there's a reason. I don't think that this company puts things on there for no reason. And but anyways, I'm about done yammering about this thing. Again, for another 10 minutes. There's the hydraulic cylinders right there for the boxes. So those have got to have some serious pressure on them. So yeah, I'm gonna look on the other side of the box. I thought that was kind of weird to have that thing. You know, maybe there's some other hidden tools that I don't know about. And there is a tool kit coming for this thing. It's not a tool kit, but what do they call it? Most used consumables. So if, you know, like bill hook, it was something that I ordered a little more. I think it was like $300, but all the parts together, they would equal like $900. So because I bought them in the kit that was available with it, it was $300 instead of $900, so I bought that, and it hasn't arrived yet, but it will be coming. So I'm going to go ahead and put this thing back together, then I'm going to get those tires strapped down, and I should be good to go. So thanks for watching. I hope you're understanding a little bit more why I went with this baler over the John Deere, and hopefully, good God, hopefully, we have a flawless season this year with this baler. I'm just really excited that I have it. I'm really excited that it is, you know, that it looks the way it does. Well, less the dirt, but I mean the way it is built and everything. I mean, they even thought of things that, right here. Wow, a greaser, can you believe that? New Holland never did that. It just wasn't an option for those. So I always had problems with these breaking out, whereas I'm not going to have that problem here. Light package, definitely right there. It's there. I bought it. It was actually on it, so it got full light package, which I'm so happy. Anyways, I'm done. Have a nice one.